Hi, I'm Max, and this is my persuasion speech, and I'm doing it on the Fresno meth epidemic. And my proposition is that we should eliminate this epidemic by getting meth out of our city. So let's get right into it. How many of you experienced this epidemic in our city? Well, we should be doing everything in our power as a city and a community to get this drug out of our city. But I'm not in any criminal justice job or any kind of law enforcement, but it doesn't mean I haven't seen what this drug does to our homeless population, and how a constant struggle to keep drug dealers locked up thanks to Prop 47, just making everything harder. And now I'm going to explain to you on how Prop 47 is making this problem worse for our law enforcement and our community. So Prop 47 is hindering us in the fight against meth. During a documentary on the meth epidemic in Fresno, a drug dealer openly said that he's very thankful for Prop 47 because it reduces the charges of possession of small hard drugs from a felony to a misdemeanor. And really, that's no more than a slap on the wrist. And he also said it made his job easier. And just thanks to 47, all these drug dealers think they can get away with anything they want now. And then he also stated that it made it also really easy to sell to the homeless because they can't get cracked down by the police. They can sell small amounts, which are really what only homeless people would be buying, and they can't get any consequences. And an actual statement from Sheriff Nims of the Fresno County Sheriff's Department said that she's been fighting against this prop for a very long time because it's hurting our community and aiding the drug dealers. So there's no good in this prop. It's not helpful. Even drug dealers are saying it's more helpful for them than our community. So here's a picture of meth. This was taken by police. There's a lot of bags, a lot of meth. So yeah, you can tell how much is flowing through our community. It's getting pretty bad. So now I'm going to talk about south of the border. A statement of the resident of Fresno said that it can be found everywhere, not just in one place, anywhere you go. And this happens a lot. And there has to be a lot coming from somewhere, and it has to be cheap. And another statement from Sheriff Nim says, and the supply now coming from the south of the border, it creates plenty of product in the market, which results in the price going down. Easier for people to afford, and the addiction problem proliferates. And, you can see how big of a problem this is now that the, drug cartels and everybody are getting in on this drug issue in our city. And 10 years ago, there was a documentary on Fresno named The City Addicted to Crystal Meth. And in this, they stated, which said meth addiction affects every family of every socioeconomic group. It's not just the poverty-ridden areas. And this is very true. And it's also why it's such a big problem. It's really because it's not noticed by many, because a lot of people think this is a poor man's drug. This is something only homeless and people stricken with poverty would be using. But really, it's everywhere and almost like it's affecting a lot of families. So I'm going to be showing you a little chart. You can see this is Kern County and Bakersfield, our neighboring cities. You can see right here, by 2016, 2017, a large spike in seizures of this methamphetamine skyrockets. You can see where the product from the border starts to move into our city. You can see the big jump. So yeah, that's really not good. So now let's talk about the effects of meth on our community. The people you see gripped by addiction to meth, asking for money on the street, begging anything, they could have been a doctor, a lawyer. It doesn't matter really once whatever they were, because the drug is going to change whoever you are to something really bad. And it always changes you for the worse. It's super addicting properties. You can go from asking to money on the street to stealing, and then all the way up to murdering somebody while you're robbing their house. And this can all happen in a span of 1 year. This is how quick this drug changes people. And this drug is making normal people into criminals. And, that's very problematic for law enforcement because, you have drug-addicted criminals willing to do anything to get their fix, no previous criminal record, and they're just, it's really bad. That's a really bad combination, especially for law enforcement, because it's not as easy to catch those kind of people. And now I'm going to talk about the city addicted to crystal meth. Sheriff Nims stated that that name of the capital, or that name they came up with, isn't accurate to what the city is. California has one of the lowest rates of drug addiction compared to the South, California, and North. And she also stated that the statistics show cities in the Midwest and South have higher methamphetamine addictions rates than Fresno. So, that's really interesting. Not good, but it really makes you think who has a worse problem than us. And now that I've told you many reasons that this problem is hurting our city, I'm going to tell you some statistics. Sheriff Nims stated another reason for the surge in meth use is the extremely low price. It dropped 10 times from what it was a decade ago. 10 times. That's a lot. This has led to a huge increase to users and sellers. Since 2017, meth used in California went up 17%. This is a large amount of people destroying their lives completely and possibly becoming dangerous criminals. Even worse. I mean, either way, they're pretty bad. We're starting to turn the tide with 11,000 admission of users of meth compared to 17,000 back in 2005. So that's a big drop down. So we're starting to do good. So now that I've given you some numbers, let's see how we can fix this. Look at some solutions. So we need to form more anti-drug task force and law enforcement, and so they have their main focus is to combat this problem. Fresno PD has one, but no other department has anything like this. So, you really think maybe more of these task force would help our community. Now, talking about community, I think we really need to come together as one and, raise a lot of awareness on how many people are affected and what, how they're affected and what happens to them. And just how their life is so destroyed in such a quick manner. And, it could happen to anyone. So, it's really a dangerous thing. And we also need to get rid of Prop 47. It's hindering our community. It's keeping us from healing our community. It's hurting law enforcement in the fight against drugs. And it's keeping drug dealers on the street. There's no plus side to this for our community. It's only hindering us. So, as you can see, this won't be a simple problem to fix, but it will take time. But we can fix it if we work together as a community. So now let's go to my conclusion. So now that I've told you some problems we're facing as a community and some of the possible solutions to the meth problem, also I've showed you some statistics behind this so you can be aware and start helping your community. And I know we're already getting the numbers down, but we're definitely running into some bumps. So, next time you see a homeless person on the street trying to get money for drugs, remember that could be any one of us, anybody. Anybody you see on the street, anybody you see at home, at school, at work, anybody. But we can fix the issue. So, thanks for watching.